I wasn't able to get any good quick battles in Attila, trying out the new factions and changes, so I had to resort to playing friendly battles with people who know how to play the game and don't play like, let's just say, don't have very interesting playstyles. So I played Obelix, he's playing as the Roman Expedition, I am playing as the Huns. The Roman Expedition, of course, a new faction. The Huns have some major changes to their roster, and I'll just go over them quickly in the beginning of the battle, because this is a battle that takes... It's slow enough, slowly paced enough, that it's possible to actually talk a bit about what's happening before it happens. And it felt really long, but it's actually only 8 minutes. So there you have it. Noble Step Cataphract, 20 bonus against large, great against enemy cavalry. Then we have the Hunnic Mounted Bows with 100 speed. It's not going to be easy to catch these guys. So I have 6 of those, 2 Hunnic Mounted Bows. I have 4 Uar Warriors, or maybe only 3? No, 4 Uar Warriors and 1 Dismounted Warband. Then I have 5 Step Bows, I believe it is. And that is my whole army. Very simple. Very similar to what you'd see in previous patches, but with less emphasis on infantry. More emphasis on these Hunnic Mounted Bows. So I'll try out their capabilities. Firing on the Tagmata cavalry early on. Obelix has brought, let's see, Foederati, Tagmata, Scutatoi spears. In the center he has Sagittari. Behind those he has Ballistari. Then he has these very sturdy Bucellari Guard Axemen. Decent stats, very decent stats. Insane melee attack on these guys when you also factor in the bonus that they have against infantry. So I'm not quite sure what to expect from this this army. Getting a few shots off, and here I realized that I didn't turn skirmish mode on while I was busy microing, so too bad. I got caught. But I'm still able to disengage fairly easily, actually, and I didn't lose the entire unit, though it was pretty damn close. Very rusty here on my part. And here my step bows are about to get charged by this Foederati cavalry, but I see it and send in a unit to support. And this Tagmata cavalry it didn't get its charge, and now my Noble Step Cataphracts was able to envelop it. And this Tagmata is going down. The Foederati cavalry is going down to Noble Step Cataphracts. And now it's a matter of starting to support, and I managed to pull away 2 of Obelix's units here, which I'm very happy with. I'm sure he wanted to prevent these units from getting attacked. And my Hunting Mountain Bows, I'm not able to micro them once these engagements start, because I think these engagements are more important as well. So I want to make sure that I get the better charges over here. So 1 Foederati is down, managed to send the Uars into the Scutatoi spears, so they're not able to get into my cavalry. I do lose this unit of Hunnic Mounted Bows, but it is pulling away some very important cavalry units here, and doing so over here as well. With my step bows, I try to focus a bit of fire on his Sagittari, and it works somewhat well. Do a bit of damage to his Bucellari, but I assume they have decent shields. Yep, they have good shields. So I'm really wasting shots on them now. But the Bucellari Guard Cavalry, I have no idea how to pronounce it, but... Anyway, you know which unit I'm talking about. Smashes into my step bows. And this is not good for the step bows, of course, but they are an expendable unit. And I was able to support a bit quicker here and get my Noble Step Cataphracts into several units. So the Bucellari Guard Axemen, good unit, but of course Uar Warriors are Uar Warriors. And especially 2 against 1, it's going to be difficult to do anything. Now these Hunnic Mounted Bows have been baiting this Foederati cavalry for the entire battle. Uar Warriors smashing into the Scutatoi spears. Don't want those spears anywhere near my cavalry, so I'm just focusing on this one flank and keeping everything in reserve, because Obelix can't readily flank me here, so I want to be able to engage here and choose my engagements. Over here, Noble Step Cataphracts into Foederati cavalry. Foederati cavalry, light melee cavalry, Noble Step Cataphracts, heavy shock. So not a good time to be for the Foederati cavalry there. Once again, Noble Step into Tagmata cavalry, and the Tagmata cavalry is going to die very quickly to this Noble Step Cataphract. Step Warlord firing off his precursors. Want to get him away from the spears. just create a bit of depth in my army here by pulling away in the center and taking the engagements that I want to take. These wars got charged, but they did manage to finish off a unit of Skutatoy spears. As long as I can keep my cavalry in the fight, I'm fine. The Steppe Warlord starting to get some kills. The Federati cavalry just got smashed by noble steppe cataphracts. So shock cavalry, good shock cavalry is very much, even more so, anti-melee cavalry units now, because of their bonus against large of some have 20, some have 10. Here the noble steppe cataphracts managed to smash into the rear of a delicious blob of both Tagmata and the general, which is good for me. And the UR just performed so well. Still very good. Someone once told me after a battle where I played as the Huns and lost, that the reason why I lost was because I brought the weakest unit of the Huns, which he meant was the UR warriors, which, I mean, at that point I didn't even. Saying that the UR warriors is the weakest unit of the Huns is kind of like saying that the weakest unit of the Jutes is the housecarl. You lost because you brought a housecarl. So now it's this is chaotic battlefield that the Huns love. The Ballistari not able to participate in any meaningful way. At this point, since I have cavalry superiority, I can basically charge at will, send in my lowly Hunnic mounted bows against Sagittari and do a lot of damage. Axis do not like getting charged by noble steppe cataphract, but they do manage to get some hits in with their precursors, it seems like. Still dying very quickly. They might finish off my noble steppe cataphracts though here.
Enemy units have returned to the battle.
So almost a complete surround at this point. The Steppos, not impressive, the kills I've gotten on them. But the noble steppe cataphracts sort of make up for it, sending them in to mop up whatever's left. And it needs to be said that the most deciding factor of this battle was probably the fact that I had more cavalry than Obelix, and he spent his funds in infantry. He brought elite axe and a bunch of spears, and the spears didn't really perform. The axes weren't able to support the fights they needed to support. Didn't support the fights they needed to support. So if I had Obelix's army, but to be fair, I did ask Obelix to try some experimental stuff, and I wanted to try something experimental by not going 6 URs. But I guess his army was the more experimental one. Mine was fairly safe, with only the archers basically being the experimental part, and the horse archers, and the Hunnic dismounted is actually getting kills here, amazingly enough. Huh, they also got a chevron, so they got some important kills there. But yeah, no doubt what won me this battle, the noble steppe cataphracts. I could have played a lot better with my horse skirmishers early on there, but they did manage to pull away some units early on. But this was a battle I had no business losing just by build alone, just by having much superior cavalry. And having superior cavalry is still, of course, very, very important in Attila. So let's have a look at the scorecards. Yeah, you can see the UR warriors perform well. Overall, the noble steppe cataphracts perform well, and Obelix only had 5 melee cavalry in this fight, whereas I had 7, general included. And he had 5 of these axemen. They didn't do too poorly. They were sturdy units. But I think bringing spears is a very ballsy choice, and by ballsing I mean the choice that's going to lose you battles. If these spears were cavalry units, I think I would be in for a much rougher time. But still, good game. I had a lot of fun playing that game against the Roman expedition, and still, I mean, URs are still good, noble steppe cataphracts are still good, but skirmish cavalry has the potential to be an interesting addition to the Hunnic roster now, especially when melee cavalry is limited. So it will be interesting to see how the Roman expedition copes as well. Federati cavalry being light could be a problem, but these guard axemen could prove to be difficult to take down for an opponent. Strength and honor.